Hi everyone, my name is VAGE and welcome to my channel. I've got a lot of requests to make a video explaining how I set up my Arturia Minilab Mark II for live performance without using a mouse or a keyboard on your laptop like I did in my previous video. This method should also work with other MIDI controllers from Arturia such as Keylab Essentials. I will also show you some tips and tricks how to change the pad colors for different purposes. First of all, before we head to Ableton Live, we need to launch a software called Midi Control Center. If you don't have it, I recommend you to download and install it because it's a very helpful and handy software to have a better control on your MIDI controller. I will also post a link in the description below. So open the link, scroll down in the left box here, find Midi Control Center and download depending on which operating system you're using. After that step, launch the software. Choose the device you're using. In my case, it's Minilab Mark II. Here we have 8 different memory slots. So each slot corresponds to our 8 pads. So by default, we have 2 already made memories. The first one is Analog Lab and the second is Ableton Live mode. So in order to control Ableton Live, you must hold the Shift button and press on pad 8 since Ableton Live is saved in memory 8. Then you just released the shift and it's ready to work in Ableton Live. Now close the MIDI control center and open Ableton Live. It's very important to have Ableton Live version 9.7.2 or higher, since in that version Ableton and Arturia made a script for Minilab Mark II to control the Live with this MIDI controller. So after you launch Live, go to Options, then go to Preferences. Make sure to select Minilab Mark II in Control Surface, in Output and Output, and also make sure to enable Track and Remote. So after that, just close this window, and now hold Shift and pad 8. By default, the first 8 encoders from 1 till 4, 9 till 12 control the knobs of the selected plugin. If we click on the plugin, we will see a blue hand. That means that Minilab controls this plugin. So if I move these encoders, the knobs in this plugin will move. Encoders 5 and 6 control the sense volume of selected track. Number 13 and 14, they control the panning and the volume of selected track. Encoder number 7 and 15 control the pre-made reverb and delay volume, which is by default when you open the software. And now the most useful, in my opinion, encoders are 8 and 16. With them, we can control in which column and row we are. So now we are at the first row and column. Our pads, at the moment, they show a clip status visualization. If a clip lights yellow, as it is now, that means there is a clip present. And you can see we have a present clip here. If a clip lights green, like now, when I press on it, that means that it's in a play mode. Now I will scroll down to my next row, and if I press on an empty clip of a selected track, which is record enabled, it will light up red. That means it's recording. And if I press on it again, it will start playing this clip. And now if I press on a pad button, it will activate a second pad section, so pad 9 till pad 16. And with this built-in mode, it actually shows us the second row of our clips. But I personally don't use this function because I can move my encoder 16 to move from one row to another. One of the most important functions for me, which was missing in this built-in Ableton Live mode, is the ability to control the record enable function for the tracks. Because without this function, I will have to always click on my record enable button with the mouse instead of controlling them with my Minilab Mark II. So I decided to manipulate these pads 9 till 16 so they control this function. So what you do, press on a MIDI learn button. Everything now lights up in blue color. Now press with the mouse on the record enable button of a track you want to play live. Then press on the first pad. So do the same thing to other pads 10 till 16, so you're able to change the sound when you play live. Hit the MIDI learn button again, so to exit the MIDI learn mode. In my case, I used all 8 pads to change the sound of these 8 tracks and play with them all during a live session, and I don't need more than that. If your project is very big and you want to play with more sounds than just 8, you need more pads to be able to switch from one sound to another. So you have two options. The first one, you can get BeatStep from Arturia or any other MIDI controllers with pads from other companies. And the second option, you can choose wisely only 8 sounds you want to play for a live performance. The only thing I didn't like is because we're in this Ableton live mode, the pads will still show our second clip status visualization. Unfortunately, I can't do anything with it because I need to know a Python programming language to edit the scripts which are built in Ableton and Minilab MkII. And if there is anyone who knows this programming language, you are lucky enough to probably modify the scripts and make the pads from 9 till 16 untouched and not to have these lights on your second row, so you can use them as you want. But if you don't know this language, better just get used to it as I did to the second row lights, which are always going to be present. The other thing I did, I pre-recorded the tracks instead of recording them while I perform in live, what most people do, because it's much easier to play on a keyboard, and then when you want this melody to repeat and move to another sound, you just hit the pad on this pre-recorded clip and that's it. I think it's a better option because what if you clicked on a wrong note while you were playing and it was recording, and then it will be looped, let's say, and it will repeat the same mistake you've done. In this case, you will have to solve this and it might destroy your live performance on a stage. And now I will show how it works in action. I press on a pad 10 to record to enable the sound. Then I press on a pad button to enable pads 1 till 8, and here I press on a pad 1 to play the first pre-recorded clip, which is ambient sound. Then I play on a keyboard. And at this point, I press on pad 2 to play the pre-recorded clip, so basically the one I just played. And I click fast on a pad change button to change the sound. I then press on pad 11 to enable second sound. So I do it almost the whole performance, and if you need to change the row of clips to enable them on the pads, simply use the encoder 16. Simple as that. And now about the colors on the pads. Let's say you want to play drums on the pads and want each pad to light with a different color. For that, close the Ableton Live and launch the MIDI Control Center. Create a new template and press on the first pad so it will highlight here, and then change the color. You have 7 different colors for this MIDI controller, so you can choose any color you want for those 8 pads, and also make sure that in option it's in a gate mode, not toggle. And then make sure the notes here are corresponding to the notes in your drum plugin. Then save it, and you have to store this template to one of 3 memories. At the moment we have 3 memories from memory 2 till memory 7. So I will click on the second memory. You have to click on it first. And now I will store this template to memory 2. So it's loading and then it's ready. Now if I press on shift and choose the second pad, which is second memory, all my pads are now in different colors. This is not highlighted because I didn't choose anything. So I will choose this one, I will save it, store it again, and now we have different colors. But what if you want the pads to be lighten up all the time? For that you have to change in option from gate to toggle. You have to do this for every single pad. And then just save your template and store it to one of your 3 memories. Now if I press on my pads, the lights will be always on until you press on them again. As you can see, with their MIDI control center, you can come up with a lot of nice ideas and find good ways to control your MIDI controller as you like. You can even manipulate your sustain pedal, change the mode, change the option from gate to toggle, etc. And that's it. I will also post a link in description below to buy this Arturia Minilab MkII in Amazon, and will also post a link to my previous video where I was performing live with this MIDI controller if you haven't seen it yet. Hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you. If so, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and that will help me to make more videos. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them in my next videos. Peace!